box system and everybody brought lavs. What is going on here?
Mine's not picking it up for some reason.
Say, does anybody else want to do mics when we have a new bolt box system? I don't know which one it is. Is that it? Okay. Okay, we will go ahead and get started, and we will. I know that a few of you have questions related to some things that you sent over, so we'll just open it right up to questions.
What was the deal with the people riding the ATVs from the neighborhoods over the weekend? It looks like there was some action taken on Friday night, but there was a whole problem on Saturday.
Yeah, so I'll be honest, that was the first time that I saw the videos that you had sent in from Nottingham. Very concerning, and I think yet another sign of this dangerous trend of reckless driving in our community. I can tell you that we have taken a very strong stance here at the police department. When officers observe this behavior and when they're alerted to it, they will take action. So that's exactly what happened on Friday. During on patrol, SWAT officers observed several ATVs and dirt bikes that were riding together in a large group. Officers activated their lights and siren. The vehicles fled. Metro Air Support was in the area and actually was able to help track some of these ATVs that were traveling and ended up going up to or into the area of the 4,000 block of Hofmeister, if I remember correctly. It was a 24-year-old suspect that was taken into custody from Dallas, Texas. The ATV that he was on was reported stolen, and I can tell you that the approach when it comes to ATVs and dirt bikes has to be strategic from a law enforcement perspective. So we have to be strategic in how we approach these reckless riders that are on streets. It is very dangerous for not only the person riding the ATV, but also other drivers. If we engage with them in a high-speed pursuit, that is reckless, that is dangerous. And so what we did Friday night was strategic. Oftentimes when people call 911 to report this, they may already be out of the area by the time officers get there. So it is somewhat of a timing approach, but not only timing, but strategy too, while working closely with the Real-Time Crime Center to track their movements.
So on Friday you took someone into custody. Did you seize any ATVs or bikes?
Yes.
Too?
Yeah.
Just his or others?
Just the one.
So, you have this action taken on Friday night, but then they turn around and they're doing it again the next day. Does that say something about who's doing this or maybe more could have done in that Friday night incident?
I think that there is an overall strategy that has to be followed to ensure the safety of our community, and the strategy is effective. It was effective Friday night while we were taking action, but there has to be a strategic way to make the biggest impact. You often see that when it comes to the slideshows and how we will approach slideshow behavior. Drivers who flee our officers are often spiked as they are fleeing, and we will spike many vehicles as they're evading officers. But that we find to be effective and a useful strategy for us. You don't hear as much about the slideshow behaviors occurring. We do think that our strategies have made an impact. We still have issues pop up every now and again, but overall, the strategy right now appears to be working.
We've had a few instances of seizing a bunch of these types of vehicles throughout the year. Do you have any numbers on how many you've seized total?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. And I don't. I'll be honest. I don't know if that's something we track.
Sure.
Yeah.
Will the police board have to start all over from scratch once the governor reappoints all the members?
You'll have to reach out to the board attorney, Chris Graville.
The triple shooting on North Taylor.
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about what led up to that and/or a suspect that you have a suspect for?
Our homicide detectives are building a timeline right now related to that investigation and trying to figure out the movements of everyone involved before shots were fired. I can tell you and can confirm that there were shot spotter activations in that area that helped officers triangulate and pinpoint a possible crime scene, and we have recovered ballistic evidence from that area. I can tell you that there were numerous shell casings recovered from that area where that shot spotter activated, where we believe the individuals were shot, the 39, 40, and 35-year-old men. But right now, homicide detectives are building that timeline.
Is there any kind of relation amongst the victims?
I'm not sure.
The officer involved shooting on
Sure.
Saturday, do you have any updates to that? Any IDs, more information?
Yeah, I can tell you that identification on the suspect is still pending. I will tell you that we have had an opportunity to pull dash cam video from the police car. If you remember, Katie, you were out there on Saturday. You may have seen the patrol SUV, which was had just parked, and an officer ended up firing shots through his windshield. We were able to review the body cam or the dash cam video back here at police headquarters. I can tell you that as soon as the officers parked their patrol car, the suspect immediately pulled the weapon from his waistband and pointed it at police officers. Thank God this was not a firearm that shoots bullets. This is certainly a firearm that would cause damage if it were to hit the officer in the eye or in some other sensitive part of the body because of the CO2 powered style that this firearm is. But the suspect immediately pointed the firearm at police officers, and our officers did what they had to do to protect their lives.
Was there any discussion about why they pulled over in the first place, what they were seeing? I know that you had discussed reports of drug activity, but what specifically were those two folks doing?
Yeah, the suspect that pulled a gun on our officers was wearing a hoodie at approximately 90-degree weather, while wearing a face mask and wearing gardening gloves. And officers possibly observed him doing hand-to-hand drug sales, which is caught the attention of police.
Did you find any drugs?
We're not going to get into the evidence that was located.
Will police be releasing the dash cam video for an image of the suspect?
No. After the review by the circuit attorney's office, which we normally do, right? I mean, after the circuit attorney's office reviews the evidence and the investigation closes, those files become open record.
Mitch, I was going to switch gears to the Harney Avenue body being found.
I'm sorry.
The Harney Avenue body.
Yes.
being found, the woman you said today, you know it's a woman.
It is a woman.
The process of finding out about that, what do you know the latest of, or again, what do you think?
Yeah, I saw your reporting last night. I thought it was pretty solid. I thought the people in that neighborhood had very valid concerns. It is incredibly alarming, and it is a concern. given the circumstances of how this individual was found. What I can tell you is that there's an autopsy being conducted today that will help our detectives determine a cause of death. We don't know how this individual died. And so our detectives will work with the medical examiner's office to figure that out and try and build a timeline leading up to this woman's death, and then ultimately how she got there. And anyone with information is asked to call the homicide division. You can also call Crime Stoppers. You can remain anonymous. You might be eligible for a cash reward for information that leads to an arrest. But this is certainly different. But we have to make sure that we build that timeline, because at this point we don't know how she died, and so there's certainly a lot of questions that we have as well.
Any suspects yet investigated in the incident?
Well, not yet. The first part is going to be the autopsy, which is happening. If it's not happening right now, it's happening at some point today, which will help our detectives figure out how this woman died. And then the next thing is going to be determining who left her there, and then trying to, from there, figure out what crimes possibly may have been committed.
How old was she?
We don't know who she is.
Do you know at this point yet if there's any connection between the human remains that were found over the weekend and the ones that were found, I think it was Thursday?
I think it was Thursday. Yeah, nothing to suggest that these are connected at all. But if anything changes, I'll let you guys know.
She wasn't a missing person.
We don't know who she is. So once we figure out the identity, that will certainly help us figure out family and next of kin. We don't know who she is.
Where was she found?
She was found in the 4900 block of Harney Avenue.
And someone just called in to report.
District 6 officers received a call for police help. It was a call for police help. Officers arrived. A person thought that they had located what was believed to be human remains.
Was the body in a certain state that made it challenging to identify?
I'm not going to get into those details.
I think different is a good word, Mitch, but just speak to the fact of how shocking that is to find in the middle of the streets. And again, to the point of there were human remains 3 miles away on Lavity a couple days ago. Just very shocking in the last couple of days.
Yeah, it is heartbreaking that an individual could be treated like that and left. We have some of the best detectives in this state. I think we have some of the best detectives in this country, but I think that they will get down to figuring out how this person died and then who left her in the street, and then determine what crimes may have been committed.
Any update on Lavity? I know it was Bones, so it's a different situation, but any update on the Lavity area?
No, next, we are still working on identifying that person, and those were bones. So that is going to be more forensic science by the medical examiner's office to determine that. I will tell you this, and I think that you guys are aware that last week we shared with everyone that we ended up identifying bones and human remains, ended up identifying the individual who was found in the river. And we did that using technology and taking DNA from a bone that allowed us to identify that person 5 years later. Technology is incredible, and it gives our officers and detectives some of the best tools available to ensure that no person is left behind and that justice is served appropriately.
How long might that take to identify those bones? Like weeks, months? Is it?
I'll be honest, I'm not sure. Being very frank with you, in this recent case where a body was found in the river, it took 5 years. Certainly hope that that's not the case here, but I can tell you that our detectives are actively working it right now.
Is talk about how rare, how often it is for police or if you find human remains or a body
I wouldn't say that finding human remains is, it's certainly not as often as we might have shootings or, victims of gunshots, homicides in the city, but there are times that these things are discovered and people are found over time. And I would say that when those instances occur, we do our best to articulate who, what, when, where, how, and why.
This is much lighter. I know I had emailed y'all about ATM.
Right.
So let's hit on that. How often are attempts with ATMs around the city, particularly in the past few years?
Yeah, really some good questions that you threw out this morning. I can tell you that this is a nationwide trend when it comes to the ATM. They're called hook and chains. I will tell you that Crime Control Strategies, along with our crime analysis unit, is actively monitoring several instances of these hook and chains, and oftentimes criminals will steal a vehicle and use that vehicle in a hook and chain trying to steal an ATM. Oftentimes criminals will do more damage than what is actually inside the ATM from a monetary perspective. In many of these cases, the ATMs are not FDIC protected, so oftentimes the damage that's being done is to our local business owners who are putting money inside the ATM. It is something that we are monitoring. It is something that we are actively looking at in terms of identifying potential trends, making sure that our officers have the latest information when it comes to how to approach these instances when they occur and what to look out for. And it's something that was actually just discussed on Friday in our command staff meeting. So,
On Friday, the president made some comments about potentially sending the National Guard to St. Louis. Is that something that Chief Tracy's aware of, and what was the purpose?
yeah, hold on just one second. I'm sorry. I was hooking up all these mics. I didn't have a chance to read this. Caroline, just so you know, we've had 16 of these so far this year, the hook and chains. And then all of last year alone, we had approximately 38.
So we're kind of trending downward, not like that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a couple more. I guess we have a couple more months left, but yes, it appears that it was certainly I would say a more frequent trend last year based off of the numbers. I mean, I remember when I was a reporter and there was like 5 or 6 of them in a day. So, yeah. I'm sorry, Nathan.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interject.
I'm sorry. I was trying to read it, but then it was
That's my
more.
fault.
It was more detailed than what I was expecting.
So, the president commented on Friday something about sending in the National Guard to St. Louis might be the next city that he's targeting or something like that. Is that something that Chief Tracy's aware of?
We're aware of the president's comments, and I can tell you that we are working every single day with our local, state, and federal partners to build a safer St. Louis. We work every single day with FBI St. Louis. They were just with us at the scene last week where we found human remains. They have intelligence analysts that are embedded inside our homicide division. You saw that with the case from North Kings Highway where 2 men were gunned down after being surveilled. And our homicide detectives, along with the FBI, have been actively involved in that case. So we work very well with our federal counterpart, and we are very thankful for that partnership because they are bringing a wealth of knowledge and expertise to our homicide division.
Was there any correspondence with the White House about that potential, but the National Guard specifically?
I mean, I can only speak for the police department. We haven't had those conversations. There have been very brief conversations with the governor's office, but that is limited to, hey, have you heard anything? So,
Can we mention the 12:45 Saturday afternoon shooting, Goodfellow Boulevard, near Laclede Elementary? Seems like it was middle of the day, man shot, now in the hospital.
at the Price Chopper, not the elementary school, right?
Pierre Laclede, Goodfellow Boulevard, 12:45
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah. It's my understanding that it happened in the Price Chopper parking lot. We know that the man is in critical condition. District detectives are investigating it, and they are working on trying to build a timeline of exactly what happened. I don't have a lot more additional details, though.
Still no suspects in custody?
No suspects in custody. Is that it? Okay. Thank you, guys.
As soon as you started, I figured out what was going on with the box on my end.